Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing our TBR video for the month of May, sorry, I almost said April, and it's going to be quite a big one because I finished school for the semester May 10th, I think, and then I'm going to go back to my parents' house, so I'm going to have a lot of time to read, so I'm going to read a lot of things, and I'm going to try to basically read everything that I have bought this year that I haven't read yet, and most of it seems to be sci-fi, but about a third of it is also going to be not sci-fi. It's just going to be other stuff, and it's fine because I have enough sci-fi volumes here to have a full month of normal like four video a week kind of schedule, but you guys know that I really that's like my minimum. I really do end up making way too many more videos after I manage to fill that minimum. So let's get into it. So first, let's start with 3 volumes or 3 things that I have been saying I'm gonna read forever and I've just never finished. First, let's start with the ever-present Shadow Rising, Book 4 of the Wheel of Time. Look, I've been reading this for a year or more and have not moved on from the first 30 or 40 pages. I will try my hardest to actually read that, read some of it this month. I literally have no excuse not to do so. So hopefully I'll manage to actually at least get halfway through the book. Let's see how many manga, how many pages is it? Okay, so the book is, let's see. Okay, that doesn't count. 981 pages. I can read 400 pages of it. Hopefully, I hope. I really want to read more of the Wheel of Time. I'm just dumb, and I don't ever actually make time to read it, and hopefully I'll make time for it this month. So yeah, that's number 1. It's always number 1 on the list. I'm sorry again. It just happens. Number 2 is Saga of Tanya the Evil. I read 20 pages of it, or no, 32 pages of it, and I haven't read a single page since. I think I started this in February, so I haven't read a single page since February. I need to finish this before June because I need to figure out if this is going to be a manga or a light novel series that I want to continue to collect or not, so that in June, when the second quarter ends, I can sell it off so I can have some money to spend when I go vacation in Mexico. So I definitely want to try my best to make sure I actually finish reading it before the end of June so I can make a decision at that time. So that's it for Saga of Tanya the Evil. Then the other book that I've been trying to read forever and I haven't ever finished is Perry Roden. I think I've had it for 2 years now. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, it's digital, so it makes no difference like if I read it or not. It affects nothing about my physical collection, but I have like 30% left on that book. I really should have finished it a long time ago, but I just haven't because I haven't felt like it, basically. And so I want to try to finish it this month. Of course, it makes sense because this month is May, so it's May has a lot of Star Wars stuff in it. So let's make it a sci-fi month. That's my logic here. The other sci-fi month is September, so I make 2 sci-fi months because sci-fi is a genre that I really like. It's just one that I don't really read too much of because there's just not much of it in terms of manga, at least. So I do try to read as much as I can during that month. So yeah, those are the 3 books that I have had that I've been trying to read that I haven't finished, that I want to finish this month. And then let's get into the proper TBR for the month. So let's start with some novels. First, I want to read Light of the Jedi. This is a Star Wars novel. This is from the High Republic, which is this new major big initiative that Disney has been doing in order to try to promote their basically their own era of Star Wars, right? Star Wars has a lot of different eras. It has the Old Republic, which is the stuff from thousands and thousands of years ago. It's when the Mandalorians fought the Jedi, when the Jedi and the Sith were out and about fighting for real. And then you have the prequel era and the original trilogy era, and of course Disney also has the sequel era. But they want to make their own major era, and so the High Republic is kind of that. And it's going to lead into the prequels, hopefully. And I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I definitely want to read it and see if, it's well-deserved praise or not. I really like the book. The aesthetic and the art is really, really nice, so hopefully it ends up being a good read. And then I want to read Red Rising. I'm actually going to do a discussion, conversation thing with my buddy Josh. I think his channel name currently is Josh Reads, so go check him out. He does basically whatever he feels like at the time. He had a Pokemon playthrough, and he's had some manga conversations, and he's gonna do some book content now, so that's cool. Hopefully we'll get to have that conversation before he moves on to a different hobby. But yeah, Red Rising is a YA/adult novel. It kind of features these people that live on Mars, and they want to do something, and I don't really know too much about it, but I know that it's super good, and that it's very interesting, and hopefully I get to finish it pretty fast. It's only 400 pages. That's really not that big of a novel, so yeah, back in my day, I would knock out 400-page novels in a few hours. So hopefully I can do that this time. So yeah, then let's move on to the manga stuff. So Parasite Volume 1. I have this digitally. I had this physically, but I decided to get rid of it because I wasn't really going to actively collect the series. If Parasite 1, the digital edition, is something that I like, I might switch up and actually try to collect it physically, but I don't really think I'm that interested in the book. So that's why I'm reading it digitally, and I'll have a review for it out relatively soon here. Then I'm reading this manga called Cobra the Psycho Gun. It's a very old manga. I heard about it because Omnibus Collector made a video about, old manga that are like really popular manga, or old manga, I can't remember, that are published in English. And he mentioned it, and I hadn't ever heard of it, and then I looked it up. It's kind of a very old school, kind of pulpy kind of science fiction manga. And the first volume is free, or the first issue is free on Bookwalker, so feel free to download it. And I wanted to check it out. It looks really interesting, so I'll give it a go. Kind of reminds me of John Carter of Mars or Flash Gordon, something like that, which is cool. Then I want to read the 2 volumes of Zipman. And this is a manga that I can read on the Shonen Jump app, and it is sci-fi as far as I understand it. It's kind of like tokusatsu-esque, which is basically sci-fi. Tokusatsu is just masked superheroes, but most of them have like technological weaponry, which is cool. And then Gundam the Origin, which I have right here. My roommate gave this to me, and I really want to check it out. And he gave it to me for Christmas, and I felt bad for waiting until now, but I think that it was for the best to do so, because this is such a cool series, and I definitely want to kind of give it a special spot in a sci-fi month. So there we go. I'm really excited about this. Hopefully it's really, really good, and hopefully it makes me more interested in Gundam, because mostly I'm just interested in Gunpla, and mostly because it's just fun to do. I don't really care too much about the robots themselves, although I do like how they look and the mechanical design of them. I just really like the building aspect of it. But yeah, Gundam the Origin looks really, really cool. It has some color pages, which is awesome. I like that a lot. So yeah, that's the first physical manga I want to get, or gonna read. And then No Guns Life, sorry, that's upside down. Hopefully if I like this, I'll pick up the second volume, and I think there's 13 of them. So it shouldn't be a hard series to collect if I do end up liking it. I don't know too much about this. I think this guy was some sort of soldier, and then he's been decommissioned because the war is over, and now he has to deal with this life as a weapon, a living weapon, and he really can't, so now he's a detective or something like that. I don't know too much about it, but it seems to be some sort of like cyberpunk noir kind of type of series, and I'm really looking forward to it. Then I want to read Tu La Rue, and maybe Darling in the Franxx. I haven't bought it yet, but if I like Tu La Rue, I'll probably pick up Darling in the Franxx too, because it's drawn by the same creator. Tu La Rue is a series that I know tangentially, I guess, or I know of a lot because I used to read it when I was a teenager. I was reading scans at the time because I didn't have money to buy manga, and I really liked Two Volumes. I don't remember reading much of it. I think I read a few volumes of it because the scans website always went down, but I like it and it has a lot of interesting memories for me, and so I'm really looking forward to actually checking it out and reading it properly. And this book is solid, man. This is a very hefty book for such a small one. This is very high quality feeling, at least. And yeah, not much to it. It's just about this alien girl who kind of acts similar to Starfire from the Teen Titans TV show back in the day. And she comes to Earth and she meets this boy and she's like, "You're gonna be my husband" or something. And now she is living with him, and the boy has to deal with this situation, which is kind of hard for him. So yeah, then I want to read Heart Gear Volumes 1, 2, and 3. These are all available digitally on Manga Plus. And the reason I want to read this is because, one, it's sci-fi, but two, because it's by the creator of Black Torch, and I loved Black Torch so much. I definitely want to buy it physically here soon. But Heart Gear is cool, and it looks really interesting. I've read a chapter or two of it, and I really liked it. I think the art style fits very nicely with the sci-fi style. And I'm really looking forward to it. If I like it, I'll probably end up buying the Spanish editions of the physical release because they were released by Milky Way Ediciones, I think. So I'll definitely check it out if I do end up liking the manga enough. Then I have some more digital manga. I have Space Brothers 1, 2, and 3. And I bought it on a whim. It was like $3 for all three of them or something like that. I can't remember how much it cost. I think it was less than $5 though. And I picked them up, and I haven't read them yet. And I know a lot of people like it. Prof Otaku has been talking about it. That Man in His Manga has been talking about it. And a few other people that I know have also been talking about it. But those two are the biggest ones that I can think of. And I'm really excited to get into it. It seems to be about astronauts. I don't know if it's similar to Planet Test. I doubt it, but it kind of has the same vibe. And yeah, that's pretty exciting. Then I want to read Adam, but not just read the 3 volumes that I have, but rather read all 6 volumes that I own. So I've already read 1, 2, and 3, but I want to read all 6 that I own. So let me show them to you all so you guys can see them. Adam, at the beginning, this is a Astro Boy retelling / reimagining / whatever it might be. It just tells a story about how Astro Boy comes to be through telling you the development of this character here, Adam, which is kind of interesting because his name is Adam, as in like the chemical scientific compound that makes up all things in the universe. But because it's Adam, it also can be read in a similar way to Adam, like the first human. And so he's the first major robot with actual intelligence. It's very, very cool. So here's volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. And if I remember correctly, the end of volume 3 was kind of getting through the mystery of where all of these battle robots are coming from, specifically the ones that look like this. And they were going to keep going through the robot fighting championships, which is very, very cool. Here's volume 4. I really like this green. Here's volume 5. That bothers me because the robot is pink. Why is the lettering purple? On all of the other series, or all of the other volumes, the robot's color is the color of the letters. And that kind of annoys me that this one's purple. And then here's 6. I actually had the opportunity to buy more of it right now, earlier today, because Panini Manga is having a sale. But I decided that I wanted to buy other stuff that I had already finished reading, like my volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho. So I bought Yu Yu Hakusho and Saint Seiya instead. But I could have bought more Adam volumes, but I didn't want to because I hadn't read the 3 that I own, or the 3 that I hadn't read yet. So I didn't feel comfortable buying more without knowing if I wanted to read more or not. So yeah, then let's see, Origin. Did I pull out all of the other Origin volumes? Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, so then I want to read Origin, volumes 1 through 10. This is a completed series. This is by Boichi. This is his latest series, or his second to latest series. Okay, wait, let me think. He finished this, and then he finished Dr. Stone, and then he started and then had to drop the newest food essay manga that he was doing. So this is his second to latest work that he has completed and worked on fully, with Dr. Stone being his latest work. So yeah, here we have Origin 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are in Spanish. Here's 5. Here's 6. You can see classic Boichi character design there. All of them look very similar to other characters that you've seen before by Boichi, with the main character looking like Ken, and his buddies looking like other characters from Sunken Rock. But yeah, volumes 1 through 10 of Origin. Origin is about a little robot who is Origin, and he is now inhabiting this large body, this character right here, and he is trying to live like a human. He's trying to live by what his grandfather or his father told him when he died, which was live a good life, and he thinks that living a good life for a robot means living like a human. However, he is struggling to deal with the fact that he has siblings and he has other robots based on him that are living their lives in a different way, that they're trying to become better, they're trying to take over humanity, basically. And Origin has to kind of step in and stop them. And we get to see him kind of first start to try to blend in with humanity, and then I think also try to upgrade himself so he can fight his siblings. So yeah, let me see if I can show you who the main bad guy is. I can't remember if he's on any of these covers. No, I guess not. Let me see. This guy back here, that guy, he's the main bad guy. And yeah, I don't know too much about the series because I've only read the first 2 volumes, but it is a quite cool series, and I'm really excited about it. And I love the spines. I don't like that the numbers are all kind of different sizes, but the coloring of the spines is great. So yeah, I like Boichi's artwork a lot, and so I take any opportunity I can to read Boichi works. Which brings me to the next Boichi work that I want to read, which is Dr. Stone. I want to finish Dr. Stone. I had one saga left when I stopped reading it in December, I think. I can't remember the last time I read Dr. Stone, but I want to finish it, and then I want to do some videos like I did for One Piece, just to kind of wrap up all of my thoughts and emotions about Dr. Stone before I move on to, you know, something else. I think Dr. Stone is one of my favorite manga, one of my favorite kind of stories that I've read, and I really liked it a lot. So I definitely want to give it, you know, some special treatment there for the channel. Then let's see, Alma, which is again about robots. I like robot manga a lot. I think it's very cool. So Alma is also in Spanish. Here's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. And I don't know too much about this one. It seems to be some post-apocalyptic apocalyptic world, where there's this boy and this girl, and they're living together until he realizes that, you know, he's all alone. And so he has to go off and try to find other humans. And that's as much as I know about this story. I don't know too much about it at all. And I'm really excited to get into it because I really seem to enjoy these types of stories. And he has a little hamster companion as well, which is kind of cute. And the art style looks amazing and just looks really cool. So yeah, hopefully I like Alma. I'll be pretty sad if I don't, because basically I can't really resell any of these manga in Spanish because I don't think anyone in the US is going to want to buy them. And reselling in Mexico is kind of odd. I don't know how to do it, so I don't know. Maybe I could figure out a way to do it, but I would rather not have to if I don't need to, right? So hopefully I like Alma. Then, let's see. Gravity Boys, volumes 1 through 6. This is digital only, and I read the first one and I quite liked it, so I want to finish up the series and enjoy the rest of it. Hopefully I enjoy it. I really liked the first one, but it didn't really have that much like plot line there to really keep me interested, so I don't know. Hopefully it does. Then I want to read Barrage, volumes 1 and 2, which is a full series there. Barrage is the previous work of Horikoshi sensei. What's his first name? Kohei Horikoshi, sorry, the creator of My Hero Academia. And, you know, the character designs there look basically the same as they do in MHA. And I'm really excited to check it out because it kind of is like a little bit more fantasy-esque, but in like the Star Wars way, you know, where it's like fantasy in space. And I'm really excited about that. It looks really cool. I was going to read it sometime earlier this month or this year, but I decided not to because the first line in the book is aliens crash landed on this planet or something like that. It talks about aliens, and so I was like, oh well, then that means it's science fiction. So let me read it during the science fiction month, and since it's a little bit like Star Wars, I think it fits very well. Then Tokyo Shinobi Squad. This is basically like Naruto in like a cyberpunk world, as far as I know. I read the first 3 chapters ages and ages ago when I first started collecting manga, and I want to read it. It's only 3 volumes, so it's not that big of a series. So I definitely want to give it a go and see if it works. I remember that it was canceled, which is kind of sad, but hopefully it has a good ending. It's not rushed. Well, I mean, it is going to be rushed, but hopefully it ends satisfyingly, even though it's rushed, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's time to move on to our secondary / alternative titles. So let me move stuff again so I can comfortably talk about the manga. So let's start with one that I thought was sci-fi, but actually is not, and that would be Yagan, volumes 1 through 4. So I've already read volumes 1 and 2, but it's been so long that I wanted to just reread them and start over. And Yagan is about to finish. Panini is about to release the last volume, which is pretty exciting, and hopefully I can buy more of them when I go to Mexico this summer. But they are kind of horribly out of stock, so that's kind of concerning. But here's volume 1. This is a very cool cover. Here's volume 2. Here's volume 3 and volume 4. I don't know too much about like where this story goes, but basically it follows this guy who's a cop, and he is kind of fed up with his life. And one day these weird frogs fall from the sky, and they kind of infect people, and then they lead to people developing some sort of disease that then turns them into a monster. And our main character also has one of these things, but has the kind of different version of it, or kind of a version in a earlier stage of development, which means it can't overtake his body. And so he only manages to develop this like crazy gun power on his fingers, and he uses it to take down these monsters as he follows the instructions of this owl here, who looks like the owl from Duolingo. And he's basically trying to save the world, but eventually he knows he's going to die because the frog that's inside him is going to grow and take over his body. So it's a very interesting kind of series. It definitely reminds me of Gantz a lot, and that's kind of why I like it. I don't really love the series on its own merits necessarily, but I am really excited to read more of it, and hopefully I do grow to love it, because I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes for the kind of like weirdness of it all, but I wasn't really like sure that I loved it, right? So I definitely want to see if I can enjoy more of it, and I'll definitely end up probably buying the rest of the series, just because I want to collect it all. Like, maybe even if I don't like it that much, it's one that I want to collect. So yeah, there you go, Yagan. Then Gleipnir, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I recently just bought volume 3, and well, I wanted to read volume 3, but I don't remember what happened in the first 2 volumes. So here you go. That's volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. I love these covers. I like the matte finish. I like the pastel coloring. However, of course, these being Kodansha have horrible quality control, which means that the first one is shorter than the other 2, and then the third one is very badly misaligned on the spine, which is kind of annoying. But like I said in my haul video, I'm tired of caring about this stuff, because it just makes me angry for no reason, and it doesn't really help because Kodansha is going to do whatever the fuck they want. So I'm just going to not bother caring about that anymore, and I'm just going to enjoy the book for what it is. So Gleipnir is about this boy and this girl, and this boy happens to be able to turn into a fursuit, which the girl then climbs inside of, and they're competing with all of these other people who have powers just like him in order to collect these coins in order to grant a wish or something. I can't remember exactly what the plot line is, but it's very weird, and it kind of has a very, not like scientific, but like psychological kind of study about the human psyche and what it means to be a person and the horrors of life and stuff like that. And I thought it was really, really cool. So I definitely want to read some more of it. And then I want to continue reading Witch Hat Atelier 2 and 3, and then read more of Magus at the Library. These are my non-sci-fi titles, because I love sci-fi, but sometimes it's kind of annoying to just keep reading about robots. So I definitely want to have a little bit of a breather there, so that's what these are for. These are very clearly magical. Then jumping back into more Boichi. Maybe this is just Boichi's month. Maybe it's not even sci-fi. So I'm gonna rock 2 and 2, which is actually volumes 3 and 4. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I really like the first volume, and I really want to check out more of it. And so there you go. Maybe I'll buy another volume of this sometime here this month, because they're $20, but there's a discount code right now. I can't remember. And then the last one here is a historical fiction, and it's Kingdom volumes 1, 2, and 3. These are from Spain, in case you guys are wondering. And I like the first one well enough. I bought the next 2 to figure out if I like the series or not, and hopefully I do, because I think this story is very, very cool. However, it's a kind of a pain to collect, because I know there's up to 60 volumes of it already, and the rate at which they release and the fact that I have to import them from Spain every time is kind of annoying, and it's going to take forever to collect, but I'm looking forward to doing so anyways. And yeah, Kingdom is this fantastical retelling of the creation of China, basically, and it follows this young man who wants to become a general in order to gain wealth and power so that he can live a good life. And along the way, he gets recruited by this king, which I think is this character, into helping him. And so now he's basically on his way to complete his dream, and it's very, very cool. And yeah, that's all there is to it. That's all that Kingdom is, as far as I know. And in terms of manga, basically means that other than the digital stuff I have that I haven't bothered to read yet, the only thing that I have left in my collection that I haven't read yet, or that I haven't planned to read yet, is this little volume here of Captain Tsubasa, which I'm going to try to read either this month or all the way into August, because I want to figure out if I want to buy more of it before I go to Mexico. But I also don't want to review it until August, because I wanted August to be kind of like a sports month. Because in Mexico they sell, much more easily accessible and much more actually nicer versions of Slam Dunk and, Captain Tsubasa. And I wanted to buy Haikyuu and Kokoro's Basketball and, all of these different series in order to have like a sports month. And I also have 3 volumes of Blue Lock digitally. So I wanted to see if I could get around to collecting enough sports manga to have a sports month and kind of decide if I like Spokons or not. And this is the only volume in my collection that I won't have read by the end of this month. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but I have done a great job so far this year at the idea of just buying, reading as you buy, and of not letting your TBR pile up, which is something that I had quite a lot of problems with last year. So I'm really excited about this month and all of the stuff that I'm going to be reading. Of course, most of it is sci-fi, but there is a good enough amount of stuff that is not sci-fi in order to cleanse my palate and make sure that I read not holistically, like everything, a little bit of everything, but rather just so that I can read without getting bored of the genres, which is something that happens to a lot of people, and I don't think people kind of take it into account. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and let me know what you guys are planning to read here in May. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.